Good evening, and welcome to True Doug Man Encounters. I'm your host, Marvin Allen. As always, like I said, man, I think that I have the best subscribers on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please go and do so. I have started a group page and just a regular page, so if you want to join, please go there. All are welcome. And like I said before, man, I do this because I love it. I don't do it for the likes. I don't do it for the comments. But if I get them, then believe me, I'm grateful. I do this because I want to make people aware about these cryptids and to let people know that they do exist. Now, like I was telling y'all, man, I got plenty of encounters, man. I got some from out of Oregon. I got some from out of Florida. I even got some in South Carolina. But right now, this encounter right here, this come from two African American women. And trust me, it wasn't easy to get them to tell me their encounter, but after talking to them and to let them know that, look, I won't give your names out. I won't, I'm going to respect whatever you tell me, so I talked to one lady first. She give me the encounter. So she said, if you want, you can, call my church friend and she'll tell you the same thing. So she calls her, put on speakerphone. I asked her the same questions that I asked the first lady, and she told me the exact same thing. That's how I know that these two ladies was telling the truth. And they older women, they church women. They don't have no reason to lie. But when they told me this encounter, man, I mean, it's really good, because they said they've been down here all their life, man, and they never seen nothing like this before, so I was more than, I'm happy, I'm grateful that they gave me the encounter. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into that encounter right now. So this encounter started off, they said that they was going to go past, they go past the church, do a little bit of work on the church because they was having some kind of little convention, the following weekend. So it was a weekday. So they said they was going up in this place. Now, this place that they went to is called Mount Gilead. It's in Montgomery County. It's a small town in North Carolina. This is where that sighting took place. So these two church ladies, they said that they went up there because they was going up there to this flea market. So they up at this flea market, they looking around, saying what they gonna buy. So they buying what they, saying they was gonna get. So they sat around, they talked to some of the vendors and, asking them about different prices and stuff like that. So, they said, to each other, you ready to go? You want to head back? Because, it's getting kind of late. So they didn't leave this, the flea market to about, I think they said they left it closed it at 6, so they left 5:30, and they said during this time, it was just starting to get dark, so they, put everything that they bought in the car, what I mean? So they got in and, they continued to head back home. So they said, while they was driving, they was talking to each other, asking each other, well, they was like, I enjoyed this place out here. I hope we can come back again because they had some nice stuff out there. This is what she telling her other church friend. And so the other lady said, she said, I know they do got some nice stuff out here. So they driving. So as they driving, one of the ladies grabs for her phone, but she drops it. And she tells her friend, she said, hold up, hun. She said, pull over so I can pick my phone. I dropped it down on the floor. So she pulls over, park, light still on though. She put it in park, and they just sitting there. She reached down, grabbed her phone, and she raised back up. She looks, and she noticed this black figure on the side of the road. Now she see the back of it, and she asks her friend. She say, "What in the world is that?" She said, "I don't know what it is. Is it a bear?" I said, I don't think so. So they still looking at this creature. They trying to find out what it exactly is. She said, "I don't know what it is." So they still looking at this thing. She said, so after watching this thing for a few seconds, she said this thing raises up. And then they see the back of it, like at the back of the head. They said that's when they see two ears go straight up. Bring, like an antenna. So they looked, they was like, "Oh, that must be a dog." They was like, what the other lady said, I don't think that's no dog. Cause the thing, it looked like it got a back. So they still watching this thing. Cause they don't really know what it is. They see the ears, so they assume it's a dove. But the other lady was like, "No, I don't think that's a dove." So after they watching this creature, they said that's when this creature, it stood up. It stood up on 2 feet. And that lady said when that thing did that, she said she almost lost her religion. She said that thing stood up on 2 feet and it turned around. She said these things had yellow eyes and they was glowing. She said, and they was so scared that the lady didn't want to pull off. Said the thing turned around. I asked them, I said, "What did this thing look like to y'all?" She said, she said that thing had arms. She said it had a body of a person. And it had bent back legs like a dove. They said they don't know what it was. But that's the description that they gave me. It had the dog head. It had the snout. Now, they watching this thing. And she tell her friend, she said, "Look, please back up." She said, "No, I'm scared." She said, "Look, back up. Because we don't know what that thing is. We don't know what that thing might try to do to us." So she said, "Okay, I'm going to do it slow." She said, so she put it in reverse. She pulls out back on the road and she backing up slow. Say when she back up slow, she said that's when this thing let out this horrible sound, man, that it made this lady just push on brakes again and stop. Now she really terrified because of this noise that this creature just made. So she stopped. So her friend said, "Why did you stop?" She said, "Did you hear that noise that thing made? I don't know what it's going to do." She said, "Look, we can't sit here. We can't sit here. We got to go." So they still watching this creature. So after a few more seconds, she starts to back up again. She's backing up. And this creature just watching her. She said, then this creature did something that it shouldn't do. She said this creature raised his hand. That's what she said. These church ladies said that this creature raised his hand up. And it looked like it was pointing. And when it raised his hand up, and they said it looked like it was pointing to him, it brought his hand back down. Now this lady is study backing up. Study backing up. Study backing up. But they said that this creature, it didn't move. So when they backed up quite a few distance, but they could still see this creature. So when they backed up quite a few distance, she said she turned, put it back in drive, turned again, and went back down the other way, the opposite way that they came. Now, mind you, they was supposed to go the way that they seen this creature in. So they drive back the opposite way. They go back towards down where this flea market was at. And when they get down there to where this flea market was at, they see a few cars down there. So they go down there and they ask a person, you know, they get out and they go over there and they talk to this person. They say, look, can you, is it another way that we can go to get back to, you know, such and such? And the guy, you know, he said, no, that's the main road that way. You got to go that way to get back to where you're going at. So he said, wow, what's wrong? And, you know, the lady like kind of, you know, shushed her friend. And he was, you know, she was like, and there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. You know, we just trying to, you know, get back home. So he said, well, I got to go back that way. You know what I mean? So I'm driving that way, you know what I mean? You can follow behind me because I don't live too far, you know, from this place right here. So she said, you know, they agreed to do that. So he get in his car, you know, he driving, they following behind him, you know. So he driving. Now, when they get down there to that spot where they saw that creature, they look over there. They don't see it though. So she said, why they driving? You know, he's still driving in front. She said, but why they driving? They said it felt like they was in a tunnel vision. It said they felt like everything just slowed down. Said why they was driving. They happened to glance over to their right in the tree line. And they see this thing standing over by a tree. They see this dark silhouette and them huge yellow eyes just standing over there. They said it seemed like everything just slowed down. And when they got past this creature, it seemed like they just started picking up speed. They said they almost lost their religion that night, man. And they went home. They said they kept this in for years. And they said I was the first person that they told this encounter to. So that was their encounter. I hope you like it. I mean, push that like button, comments down below. I mean, I started a group channel, you know what I mean, and a group page. If you haven't subscribed, please go do so. And if I got enough more time, I'm gonna hit y'all with another one.